Alright, hi guys, and welcome back to another little episode on how to fly the Viper. And this time, I thought it's going to be time to talk about how to land the Viper. So in this video, all I'm doing is showing you how to land the Viper. I have been doing some research. I have been talking to former F-16 pilots, and they sort of explained to me how they have landed the Viper, and you know, especially when it comes to the point when we're talking about on-speed AOA and what you need to take care of and what you don't have to take care of. Okay, so without further ado, let's hop into the cockpit, and I'm going into a final approach. And just for giggles, and I know there are people telling me and will tell me this is not a regular approach, you're too high, you're too low, and it's not going to be about a precision approach or a regular approach. What I want to show you are a couple things that you need to take care of and that you need to keep an eye off, no matter if you are on slope or on glide slope or not. All right, so this video is not about a precision approach. This video is about what you need to take care of. All right, see you in the cockpit. Okay guys, here we are. So I'm turning into a final approach on Aminhat Air Base, and as you can see on the bottom left, I already turned on my control indicators so you can see what I'm doing, and I'm already in the brake. So I'm in the boards and gears coming down. All right, and you will see a lot more symbology there right now. Okay, let me turn into the final. I am down to 1800 feet, and we see a lot of stuff in the in the HUD right now. So I would like to pause that in a second, and let me bring down the symbology a little bit. All right, so you can see better what's going on there. And here we go. So let me pause for a second. And now let's zoom in. So there are a couple things that we need to take care of. So as soon as you drop the gear, you see that -3 degree lateral line. All right. And then we see that AOA bracket, which is in the Viper, I'm going to call this the C bracket. And we have the velocity vector. So the aim is having that dashed line in line with our flight path vector, so with the velocity vector, in the center of that C bracket. So if we are applying all together, we are on speed AOA perfectly. So if we're going to take a look over to that symbology here, it's going to tell us, you know what? You are too fast. The ball in the middle is going to be your on-speed AOA, and the red chevron showing us we are too slow. So this is like the light indicator for the AOA. And down here, between your legs, or in the center panel, we see the same colors and symbologies, right? Red, green, and yellow. So green is perfect, which is AOA 11 to 13, and everything above is too slow, and everything below is too fast. So we're aiming for right here in the middle, something like AOA 12 or 11, something like that. All right, so let's recap. AOA, C bracket, flight vector, a velocity vector, and that line in the center of that C bracket. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's zoom out here and go on pause. And all I'm really doing is, and this is what former F-16 pilots told me, it's like you do not trim the Viper on-speed AOA. So what you do is you just apply a little bit of pitch, and then you just dance the ball with the throttle, and you bring it in. So as you can see here, it is pretty easy indeed to kind of like dance the ball. So I'm just holding a little bit of pitch and bringing her in, trying to be on center line. And as you can see, got the green ball on the left, and a little bit more power. So, and once you're coming down, you know, apply a little bit more power. Very, very subtle, very gentle. So the velocity vector is kind of like crumbling up the runway to the end. I'm going to show you in a second. So here we go. Trying to bring her down very gentle now. We are in the boards. And now I'm applying a little bit of power. So the velocity vector is coming up and crawling up the runway. And idle. I'm holding her. And now keep the nose up. So you see that gun cross is around the 10 plus 10 degrees letter. And that's where I'm going to hold her until she comes down on its own. Here we go. Now I'm applying full boards. So the boards are completely extended. And right about 100 knots, I start to apply wheel brakes. So here we go. I'm applying wheel brakes. And bringing her to a full stop. And exiting out here on Foxtrot. Alright. Turning on nose wheel steering. And vacating the runway here on Foxtrot. And this is it basically, guys. It is now, there's no magic, there's no magic recipe or something like that, you know, where you can say, okay, I know how to land the Viper, it's because I need to be on a certain speed or something like that. No, it's not. It's really not. It's just flying the jet on speed AOA. Let me let me hide the display here. All right, so there is nothing you need to do with your trim when you come down. So this is what former Viper pilots told me. It was like, they never trimmed the jet. They just hold it and pitch a little bit up there, and that's it. Unlike in the F-18, for example, where you really need to trim her into on-speed AOA. Okay, guys, so just a little video to show you how to land the Viper, because I have seen a lot of people, and there are a lot of people kind of approaching me and asking me how to do that, because they're smashing the jet down too hard, and it's sometimes a little bit frustrating because the gear of the Viper is not really strong. So if you smash her down to the runway, it is very likely that you are damaging anything, you know, something on the gear. All right. Hope that helped you. Hope that refreshed something, or maybe you learned something new. That is awesome. As always, come back, stay here, start the discussion down here in the comments. Leave a comment, leave a like or leave a dislike if you didn't like it, and stay with me. Support me while you're subscribing my channel. I really appreciate that, and see you all next time again in a new video. Bye.